Sunday, 8 p.m, England against Wales in the Women's European Championships, the third and final group game. This is going to have huge interest across both nations. Two sets of fans sitting down in front of the TV on Sunday night to see what happens here. For Wales to qualify, they need a 5-goal victory against the reigning champions on Sunday, and they need France to beat Netherlands in Basel. Whereas for England, a win will do it. A draw wouldn't necessarily be good enough if the Dutch beat France, but could be good enough with any other outcome. England beat the Netherlands 4-0 in midweek, while Wales fell 4-1 to the group toppers, France. A lot of the fears that English fans were feeling after a disappointing opening match against France have been allayed because it was pure domination against the Dutch. It was such an impressive response. England bang at it, with intensity in their play, a lot of aggression and quality from back to front in attack. Lauren James at the double, Alessia Russo with an incredible performance up top. Goalkeeper Hannah Hampton had a standout game. Really, there were no weak performances. And Sarina Wiegman played a blinder tactically, knowing that the Netherlands would push up. She said, we wanted to go over them. And of course, it worked really well. I think it followed a really poor display against the French, and I think England fans shouldn't be getting too carried away and forgetting that that performance level came in the opening game. And when it comes to the game against Wales, I don't think the match against the Dutch is very comparable on a tactical level. There's more to think about here from an England point of view, because the Dutch played into England's hands completely with their tactical approach in a way that Wales will not do. They walked into this defeat. That's not to say that England didn't play well, but the way that the Dutch pressed up high on them with such slow centre-backs compared to the English front line, and the way that they built up repeatedly from the goalkeeper despite not having the quality to play through England's press, it was a really poor tactical approach, and I don't think that Wales will play the game in any kind of similar way. So the questions that England will have to answer will be different, and they're questions that they haven't proven that they can answer in this tournament so far. Against France, Wales sat in a deep 4-4-2 block out of possession, very normal shape for an underdog trying to defend for their lives, and they did defend as a unit with great spirit. The fact that the 4 goals came from a set piece and then a litany of individual errors will be so frustrating, because I actually think in terms of the team unit and how they were organised and how they approached the game, Wales's approach was the right one. I think non-negotiables when you're up against it, talent-wise as they were, the non-negotiables are defending set pieces and defending your box with zeal, with quality, with aggression, which they didn't do well enough for the first goal. And then, of course, you cannot afford to make individual errors like they did for the second, third and fourth goals. But what a response it was, having gone behind, and Wales's first ever major tournament goal scored, of course, by Jess Fishlock. Some brilliant work on the counter-attack by Kerry Holland in the build-up. Celebrations which should have been iconic, completely ruined by an incorrect offside flag. Thankfully, VAR did its job here and made sure that the goal did stand as it should have initially. So yes, the scoreline might not have been a huge surprise, but I don't think people should forget, neutrals that is, should forget that France's goals were generally because of Wales' individual errors, and if they can sort them out for the next game, if they can still defend in such an organised manner, it will be difficult for England to break them down. I think that the game will look very different to England's game against the Dutch, so I don't necessarily think this is the case, that their performance and the way that they attack will be exactly the same and that they will completely overpower Wales. There's ways in which Wales can box smart here and make it very, very frustrating for them. I wonder if we might see Sophie Ingle back in for Wales. Obviously been out for such a long time, but clearly one of their strongest players, and if fit, even to play an hour, you feel like having her back in the team would help a lot with the organisation, with the mental strength that Wales will need to show here. And on the counter-attack, of course, Fishlock is the star player when it comes to scoring goals, but Kerry Holland on the left showed that she can be really dangerous on that front. Could Jess Fishlock have a big moment? You have to think she could. I suppose there's a chance this is her last game in a Wales shirt. We don't know that for sure. I guess, therefore, it's also potentially the last chance to add to her record 47 international goals for Wales. Wales have never scored a goal against England in a women's international fixture, but they did get a 0-0 back in 2018. And you just feel like there's so much national pride at stake here. Even if it's very difficult to imagine Wales winning by the 5-goal margin that they would need to even have a chance of progressing to the knockout stages, national pride when it comes to Wales and Welsh football is so clear from the outside. It's so much visibly a huge part of their motivation and their identity. I think the idea of potentially tripping England up here will be huge motivation for Rhian Wilkinson and her team. So I'm excited about it. 8 p.m. on Sunday night. I want to hear your score predictions in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the DragonSports channel. Let me know how you're feeling about this game. It's going to be a great watch, and you need to be heading to dragonsports.co.uk for all the Welsh sports news and opinion with no ads.